Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Major data alert, folks. All the talk over the last couple of years how Donald Trump is becoming more and more insignificant and irrelevant in the world of politics. Donald Trump's popularity is fizzling out, they kept telling you. Well, like usual, it was nothing but a bunch of Democrat cope. Been here and heard that before. The simple fact of the matter is that Joe Biden has been the greatest popularity catalyst for Donald Trump's political name and stock. The fact is, Joe Biden is such a clown that in comparison, he makes Donald Trump look like a damn superhero. And boy, oh boy, are leftoids freaking out as the impact of Joe Biden's presidency continues to surprise everyone to the extent that it is changing the electoral map in significant fashion. We've talked about the state of Nevada before and how it's shifting rightward. Well, folks, it looks like it might be a whole lot of a bigger shift than we initially thought. Democrat Nevada, a state that voted for Obama twice, voted for Hillary Clinton, and then voted for Biden in the last 4 elections, might be on its way to becoming a Republican stronghold. You heard me right. These numbers are truly shocking. As it currently seems, Republicans are slated to win across the board in the beautiful state of Nevada. And the best part is, the one politician, the one individual who's outperforming everybody is none other than the Don 45, Donald Trump. You can hear the leftoids screeching. Let me show you guys exactly what's causing that meltdown. We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, trust me when I tell you this most recent Rasmussen Reports poll is shocking. Top lines, NVQ1, October 13th to the 17th, 2022. A survey of 707 Nevada likely voters. Let's take a look right over here. If the elections for Congress were held today, would you vote for the Republican candidate or the Democrat candidate? 49% of respondents are currently planning to vote for the Republican candidate, 40% the Democrat, 5% some other candidate, and 6% not sure. Now let's take a look at the 2 headline races. Suppose the 2022 midterm elections were held today. For governor, who would you vote for? Steve Sisolak or Joe Lombardo? Joe Lombardo leads by 5 points against Democrat incumbent Steve Sisolak, 47% to 42%. For Senate, would you vote for Catherine Cortez Masto or Adam Laxalt? 48% for Republican Adam Laxalt and 43% for Catherine Cortez Masto, a 5% lead once again for the Republican. That's huge because the biggest leads that we've been seeing so far are +2, +1. We might have covered a +3. I can't exactly remember off the top of my head, but for the most part, the number that kept coming up over and over again was the Republican candidate leading by 2 points. Well, that's ballooned now up to 5. But again, it's not the most shocking part. This is what has people's jaws dropping. If the 2024 presidential election was held today, and the main candidates were President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump, who would you vote for? 37% responded with Joe Biden. 49% responded with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is currently leading Joe Biden by 12 points in early presidential polling data against Joe Biden in the state of Nevada. 12 points, friends. If Joe Biden chooses to remain, if Democrats have no choice and they're unwilling to unseat this president, to force him to step back or resign, and funnily enough, it seems like Joe Biden actually plans on staying.
I have not made that formal decision, but it's my intention. My intention to run again. And we have time to make that decision.
Dr. Biden is for it. Mr. President. Oh.
Dr. Biden thinks that, my wife thinks that we're doing something very important.
It seems like he plans on running and he's doomed for failure. Joe Biden is tanking, and by virtue, Donald Trump is surging to the highest levels of popularity he's seen. And it's not just in select important states like Nevada, it's in general. New poll shows Donald Trump holds a 6-point lead over Joe Biden from McLaughlin and Associates. 2024 presidential election, Donald Trump holding 50% support, Joe Biden holding 44%. Independents, Donald Trump leads by 6. Suburban voters, Donald Trump leads by 4. And Midwestern voters, Donald Trump leads by 9. Joe Biden is the reality check that people needed. There's this clip that I found on Twitter, which is going to help me make the point.
Joe Biden's the worst president ever, man.
Why?
First of all, look at gas, the economy, the border. We got fentanyl. He doesn't care about it. He doesn't care about Americans.
Trump could run again. All he has to do is say, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago when I was in office? And the answer would be a resounding no.
Hello, Phoenix.
Former President Trump endorsed Republican Blake Masters to unseat Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, a Democrat.
Mark Kelly does nothing for the state.
People are simply looking backwards and asking themselves, are you better off today in Joe Biden's America than you were in Donald Trump's? And the answer is resoundingly no. Again, politics is simple, folks, and that very simple concept is why Democrats are screwed. And what's relevant and funny here is the new DCCC Democrat talking point strategy, which we covered I think maybe a week or a week and a half ago. Of course, all of their other talking points have fallen flat and failed spectacularly. Here's the new strategy. Classic political fear-mongering. If you vote for Republicans, the economy is going to crash.
The Republican leadership in Congress has made it clear. They will crash the economy next year by threatening the full faith and credit of the United States for the first time in our history, putting the United States in default unless we yield to their demand to cut Social Security and Medicare.
That's the new talking point. Republicans will purposely crash the economy next year if they win control of Congress, says the man who accepts absolutely no culpability for his horribly irresponsible spending packages. Inflation? No, of course not. We had nothing to do with that. Nobody warned us about inflation. Well, of course, we have the receipts. Here's a Joe Biden economic official from back in February 2021 dismissing Larry Summers' warnings about the inflation risk of continuing to pass these trillion-dollar deals.
Follow up from the other Kristen. Is the White House's economic team, is there anyone on the team that is concerned that the $1.9 trillion is too big, is too much, or is everybody in agreement?
The White House economic team is in complete consensus on the urgency of the need for this American Rescue Plan, and in complete solidarity on the calibration of this plan, that it's of the magnitude to meet the challenges we face. Again, with respect to Larry and his piece, it's just flat out wrong that our team is, quote, dismissive of inflationary risks.
The overwhelming consensus is going to pop up a little bit and then go back down. No one's talking about this great, that most of the price increases we've seen were expected and are expected to be temporary. There's nobody suggesting there's unchecked inflation on the way. It's highly unlikely that's going to be long-term inflation that's going to get out of hand. I don't know anybody who's worried about inflation.
Janet Yellen is our Treasury Secretary, okay? She knows a little something about inflationary risk.
I really doubt that we're going to see an inflationary cycle. I was wrong then about the path that inflation would take. As I mentioned, there have been unanticipated and large shocks to the economy.
Well, that definitely didn't age well. And this is the administration that's telling you, don't vote for Republicans because they're going to be bad for the economy. How backwards is that? I mean, clearly it's not going to work, but what a joke. Yes, folks, don't vote for those Republicans. Definitely don't vote for Trump. God forbid. We exit the Joe Biden economic recovery and go back to that absolutely horrible, suffering-filled Trump economy, said absolutely no one ever. Joe Biden is essentially saying, don't vote for Republicans because we're going to go back to Trump-style economic policies. I mean, if you think about it, it's almost like a sales pitch for Republicans. What an absolutely stupid talking point. They continue to dig their hole deeper and deeper and deeper. This guy sounds so clueless and incompetent. He sounds like such a liar. Nobody is buying his crap. And the overwhelming majority of people seem to be thinking one thing, and that's bring back Donald Trump. Maybe Donald Trump wasn't so bad after all. I miss those Trump days where costs were down and wages were up. It seems as though we're living through a historic moment of political reawakening. At least, that's what I like to believe. And I think that's what the data and the general sentiment is suggesting. But of course, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.